What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking another look at the Dragonhawk Fold. Yes, I already made a review on this, but I made that review a little bit early because it was such a hot machine that a lot of people wanted to see it right away. And I wasn't able to really use it that much and give a fair review. It was a very positive review. Sorry, but I mean it is a good machine, don't get me wrong. I am still satisfied with it, but I did come up or did find some issues with the machine. But let's talk about it. The Dragonhawk Fold has 7 preset settings, and which is probably its most marketable feature because of that. It has a 2.4 setting, which is very nice for very soft shading. 2.7, 3.0, which is if you want to blend stuff, it's perfect for that, for color blending. 3.3, 3.6, 3.9, and 4.2. The 4.2 number is that number that is most sellable when it comes to these machines, because the common thinking of people is the higher the stroke count, the harder the hit of the machine, right? Yes, it's true. If the stroke count is higher, it hits harder, depending on the motor. Now, if you had X motor versus, if you had the same, like a machine with the same motor that had a 4.0 stroke versus a machine that with the same motor that had a 4.2 stroke, typically it means the 4.2 is stronger, which it is. If you had the mass flip and you wanted that power upgrade, this is the one you want to get, alright? That's basically it. But if you had a machine with a, let's say, a Swiss or a Maxon motor, or a Maxon motor, like this one, a Maxon motor that has a 4.0 stroke might hit harder than this one. So a lot of people, not a lot, there are a few people have commented or messaged me on Instagram saying, oh, this machine doesn't hit as hard as this machine. Yeah, because it has a different motor. If you're comparing it with something along the lines of the Flip, then this would hit harder. That's one of the issues that I wanted to test out, because like people were messaging me, or two people messaged me and they were like, oh, this machine isn't hitting as hard. So I decided to make a bigger tattoo to demonstrate that it can hit hard, and it does hit hard. You just gotta use it a little bit more than one time, right? So that's one thing I wanted to address, and I'm gonna do it in this video. Now, I did find a flaw, alright? Because like my reviews are very positive, but I wanna give you guys some facts, alright? I did find a flaw with the Fold, and the flaw that I found was that it tends to not really overheat. Because when you say something overheats, it's when you run the machine for so long and then it gets so hot that it fries the system, right? I mean, I guess if you ran this thing at 4.2 millimeter stroke at 9 volts or something and leave it on for the entirety of a day, it's gonna break, right? But you have some common sense. When the machine gets hot, what do? You stop using it for a while and then you use it again. That's what happened with this machine. Now, I have other machines that would do that, but not with this certain time frame that this one had, right? The issue with this one is the heating issue. At around 3 hours and a half, going to the 4th hour, tattooing at 4.2 millimeter strokes setting at 7.5 volts. I was tattooing this tattoo and I started to find the machine was getting warm, alright? It wasn't hot, like it wasn't like if I touched it, it would burn me. No, it was just warm to my touch. So yeah, I put it down for like a few minutes and then I started it up again. So that's an issue that comes, I think, with the combination of the stroke system and the motor that they used inside. Basically, if you want to overcome that issue, Dragonhawk, you gotta put in a better motor into this machine so that you could use the higher stroke counts. Because the higher the stroke, the more stress it does to the motor. So that's the one issue that I found. There's another issue with the RCA connection and the mechanism of the stroke, right? If you pop a tight battery pack, this is a very tight battery pack, by the way, like the connection in between, and you turn it, you can actually adjust the stroke if you have a tight battery pack. Somehow, the RCA housing is connected to the mechanism, the stroke mechanism, and you can adjust the stroke. So, I don't know if you're using a cable, and if your cable moves a bit, it might mess up the stroke count without you knowing. But it can work good in both ways. You know, it could be good and it can be bad. You know, this thing. It's something that I found to be actually useful for me, because when you wrap the fold, it is actually really, well, not really hard, but it is a little bit of a hassle to adjust it in between here and here in the front, right? You use your thumb here and then your index here, and you do this thing. It is a little bit of a hassle when there's plastic on it because it's a bit slippery. So it is kind of nice that you could just use like your battery pack. But don't get me wrong, not all battery packs fit the way this one does, because if it's like a loose or just a perfect connection between the RCA and your battery, it's not gonna get stuck like that. Like this will just turn like this. But because this one is tight, you could turn the whole mechanism. Just a little thing I found, not really majorly breaking it. But yeah, those are the two issues that I have with the Fold. Other than that, it performed really well. Just check it out on this video.
Alrighty, so we are using an 11RS for the power lines, a 5RL for the thinner lines, and a 7 round Magnum for some of the shading. So, is this machine not strong enough? Not hard hitting enough? Well, it hits pretty damn hard. You just gotta keep using it, you know, like sometimes some people have different skin types, skin conditions, might have taken a lot of alcohol, might have not taken a lot of water, you know. Some people say, oh, this guy blames his clients. That's not good. But motherfuckers, go read a book, read an article, go online, search effects of alcohol, effects of caffeine, effects of fatigue or not enough sleep to your tattoos, and you will find out for yourselves that it is very important to have the proper optimal body condition for getting a tattoo. Now, I know there's going to be people that are going to be saying, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, to you guys, read a book, alright? My personal experience using the Fold has been quite good. I have experienced some issues with the power lining a bit, but it still makes up for it in other tattoos. You can't just judge a machine by just one or two tattoos. You gotta use it a few more times on different body parts, on different styles of tattooing, and then you can safely say, alright, this machine is good, this machine is bad. So, to people that have been messaging me, to the few of you, I understand that you feel this way, and you know what? It's okay. I just hope that you give it a fair shot. I hope you use it on maybe 5 or 10 tattoos before you ultimately say this is not a good machine. Because my opinion is, it is a good machine. I do like it, and it has performed. Although, like I mentioned, it does have some issues. And hopefully, Dragonhawk, if you're listening, if you're watching the video, somebody from that company, do address it by, well, either changing the system itself or putting in a better motor to compensate for that overheating that the machine tends to do. That's it. There you go. Enjoy the rest of the video. This tattoo, I like this one, man. It's pretty damn awesome. Later.
To sum it up, the Dragonhawk Fold is still a badass of a machine. It does have some issues that I mentioned, but if you're considering or in the market for a adjustable stroke machine that is below $200, it's still pretty damn good, in my opinion. It's actually better, like I mentioned, it's better than the flip. It is the almost perfected flip. If they can just fix that one issue, it could be the perfect adjustable stroke pen under $200. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Don't forget to hit that like, comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell so that you're notified on what's coming next, and I'll see you all on the next video. Later.